best known for his lyrics. But a little-known fact, Bon Scott was a prolific letter writer.
When people read the letters, they see the real Bon.
Mary Renshaw met Bon at a gig in Melbourne when he was a member of the Valentines.
He asked me about some beads that I was wearing, which I made some for him.
They dated in the 70s and kept in touch up until his death in 1980.
He was a pretty mercurial sort of guy, and he was always full of energy, and he loved his friends, and he would sort of write to us all.
Detailed in Mary's letters, the band's gruelling tour schedule, as well as the process of writing and recording songs, including this hit, which Bon wrote not to be confused with the album of the same name.
When you read any of Bon's letters, it is, as I said, a historical document about where ACDC were going and what they were doing.
Bon wrote openly about his love life and feeling homesick, telling Mary that he hadn't seen his lady in months and that it was kind of painful.
You can get lonely and you can be a bit depressed now and then, but that certainly was not in Bon's nature.
Mary's never published Bon's letters before. She's agreed to allow Today Tonight to show them to the public for the first time.
The last letter was looking forward to getting back to London, recording. Here's a couple of, here's a few T-shirts for you. I'll try and send you some more. Talk to you soon, sort of thing.
Bon died around a month later.
It was devastating, and I basically closed the shop up and just cried.
His letters, a personal piece of his legacy.
People all love reading letters because that's how you get to know the real Bon, That's personal stuff that he's writing to his friends, and that's what people really want to know.
In another letter to another ex-girlfriend, Valerie, Bon wrote that he was beginning to feel and look just a little haggard while touring the US.
It's a pretty typical Bon style letter, have a little bit of a moan, talk about, things are a little bit this and a little bit that, and talk about the band, of course, and then in the end saying, listen, might sound like I'm moaning, but, we're all working really hard.
For fans, it's an insight into the reality of Bon's rock star lifestyle. I'm always travelling or drunk or hungover, he wrote. We've worked so much since I saw you last that it's all one hell of a blur.
There's been a lot of rumours about a whole lot of really different stuff about Bon, but basically he was just a happy guy who wanted to be a rock and roll singer and worked hard for it.
The WA state government recently purchased Val's letter for $14,000.
These sorts of treasures are, priceless in many respects.
It speaks to the history of an individual that was an important part of the culture here, and of course relates more broadly to Australian history and Australian music.
It's temporarily on display here at the State Library.
There's a very articulate person here who has a high degree of self-awareness about the circumstances that he's living in.
Mary hasn't been tempted to sell her letters. For now, she's keeping Bon close to her heart.
There's only a certain amount of letters left around in the world from Bon, and he's an icon and a legend, basically. So it's a part of Perth's history.